What's up guys, so we got the official trailer for Thor Love and Thunder with better looks at Jane Foster's mighty Thor, Zeus, and who we've all been waiting for, the god of god butchers, Gorr. Now, this has been another point of contention amongst fans, who would have thought, right? But ever since his toy came out, people have been worried about how Gorr would look in the movie. Gorr looks like this in the comics, so having Bale not have head tails and have a nose has been a problem for some people. People are debating that it doesn't matter and that he still looks fine, whereas other people are saying this is lazy on Marvel's part and they're not even trying to be comic accurate, which I find, well, very stupid. Personally, I think he looks super terrifying as is, and I honestly wouldn't mind if he looks this way the whole movie, because Gorr is way more than just his looks. But legit, I think he's going to have a final form where he looks exactly like he did in the comics, slowly as the all black corrupts him, which I'd imagine this right here is Gorr when his family dies, right before he gets the Necro sword. And look at his head compared to what looks to be later on in the film. It's like the area where the head tails would start from. I mean, just look at this right here, okay? That's a mofo who doesn't have a nose right there, okay? That's basically Voldemort. And maybe Christian Bale looks like this the whole movie. Maybe they were worried he'd look too much like Voldemort or Ebony Maw or Davy Jones, or maybe a mixture of the three. I have no idea. I think both looks would work. I really like the outside physical manifestation of what's going on in the inside. Either way, Bale's gonna kill it, so I'm not worried at all. I really like this whole black and white space thing that's going on here. I feel like some very creative choices will be made for what the all black does and what it's capable of. And we see when either Valkyrie or Thor use any lightning attacks, splashes of color come through. So I think that's going to be very cool to see. This is going to be a very interesting fight. I wonder if that's like a reference to the King Thor run when Thor rides off into darkness. It was something, and I'm just paraphrasing about, you know, in the darkness there's always light. She has the lightning bolt of Zeus, so I'm very curious whether or not Zeus has been dealt with by Gorr already, if he's gonna get crucified, if he's gonna die. Speaking of CGI though, we saw a bit of that in the trailer that was, let's just say, questionable. The CGI mask thing, you know, that belongs in the abyss and hell, okay? But it also seems like it's way too bad to actually be real, okay? Plus, Thor has his war armor on already, so I'm curious just where the hell he gets this from and why he has it on seemingly super early in the movie. Like, I feel like this is around the 30 or 45 minute mark, and the movie is like 2 hours long, which kind of worries me. Honestly, that's the thing I'm most worried about. Unless this is in fact a huge CGI mislead, this is a little troublesome. Hopefully they refine everything, but we'll have to wait and see, of course. The visuals though, everything else looks stunning. Okay, lots of colors for all those color queens out there, same as we saw in the teaser. Now, the one thing that intrigued me the most in the trailer, besides all the Gorr stuff, of course, was the place Jane lands in, okay? Which if you didn't see, it looks like she's riding in on a Pegasus like a Valkyrie, which in the comics, Jane becomes a Valkyrie as well, which is a whole other thing. So I'm curious if that's foreshadowing as well. But basically, she lands and there's like statues of Lady Death, the Watcher, and someone I have no idea of who they actually are. But basically, people have been speculating that this is Omnipotence City, which was in the God of Thunder run. And this is a place where gods could meet and convey. It was called the Nexus of Gods. It's also a place that's home to the Hall of the All-Knowing, which is like this huge library that has records of like everything in the universe. I think it's a very strong possibility that this is Omnipotence City, just because of the nature of these cosmic entities as well. Very curious how things will play out, since I still have no idea what's going on, okay? Which is a good thing, but I can't imagine a god bomb isn't made by Gorr, okay? And I'm curious as hell how they'll alter the damn near perfect God of Thunder story. I'm not sure if there will be that time element like from the comics, but I'm curious as hell to see what this whole black and white thing is.
We're gonna let them know it's bigger than black and white.
And if they don't have a time element in this movie, I'm curious if they'll do something different, like a multiversal aspect, because I feel if they mess with time in this movie, it'll lead up to something having to do with Kang. Obviously, he's the big bad and his whole gimmick is time. Or if they keep on pressing the multiverse aspect, instead of Gorr killing all of the gods in this universe, what if Gorr's whole big intention is to kill the gods of the multiverse, every multiverse? Who knows? I'm very curious about that, how they're going to adapt that story, because again, it's fucking perfect. And all these cosmic entities, I don't know if Gorr has it out for them as well. Also, it's crazy they're going this far with showing off Chris Hemsworth's body. Like, damn, Captain Marvel, take notes, okay? Taika Waititi came out and said that this wouldn't be a passing of the torch, so that really makes me think that they are going with the cancer storyline and possibly even killing Jane off. Because honestly, I really don't know how much Natalie Portman is up to continue. I mean, Jane's still alive in the comics, but I wonder if they would kill her off. depending on the portrayal we get, of course, I wouldn't mind seeing her again, to be honest. In the comics, from what I understand, the reason Mjolnir picked her is because when Thor became unworthy, due to Nick Fury telling him Gorr was right in Original Sin, that a godless world would in fact be better, and Jane Foster was dying of cancer, so that made her extremely vulnerable to where she appreciated life on a level Thor or any gods really couldn't. A mortal who becomes a god would probably have a lot more empathy or even understanding than an immortal being would, and so that's why she was picked. Although I don't really know how that would work in contrast to Thor's arc in the first movie when it was all about him being mortal. Maybe it's the case that Jane's dying that makes her more worthy. Who knows? The hammer itself intrigues me because in the comics, that's exactly what the hammer looks like right now, and basically the spirit or soul of Odin is in it, so I'm not sure if that will be the case, but just keep that in mind. Also, I really dug the scatter shot Mjolnir move, super tight. Again, we didn't really get all that much in this trailer in terms of story, and I'd imagine when trailer number 2 comes out, probably in mid-June, that's when we really get the story beats and more of the motivations become clearer. They're pushing it so close to the promotion, even closer than No Way Home, so this should be interesting to see how they drum up hype leading up to the movie as it gets closer. Altogether, the trailer was cool, nothing special, but enough to get my attention. Let me know what y'all thought of it though, any interesting parts you picked up on or theories you have for the movie after watching this. Are you hyped? Are you not hyped? Do you like Gorr's design? Do you not like it? Do you think it belongs in the fucking abyss? That's pretty much it, guys. If you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up, comment down below, and if you want to subscribe, I always appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope y'all are well, and I'll see you in the next one.